A major system migration. It's one of the biggest things any business can take on. But, it's so important to see it not just as a technical problem, but as a real moment for leadership, a strategic journey that really does pave the way for future growth. So, let's get into it. So, let me ask you something right off the bat. When you think about the biggest risks in a project like this, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it the code, the servers, the data transfer, or is it getting your team to actually use and embrace the new system? The answer might not be what you think. Now check out this number. In a lot of companies, up to 80% of the entire IT budget is spent just maintaining the systems they already have. That's huge. Getting a migration right the first time isn't just about finishing a project. It's about unlocking that capital. It's how you shift millions from just keeping the lights on to actually funding the innovation that's going to drive your business forward. Really, the best way to think about all this is as a journey. You are strategically moving your entire organization from its current as-is state to a much more competitive, efficient to-be future. Every single decision you make is another step on that path. And what's fascinating about this journey is that it's not one road, it's two. It runs on two parallel tracks. On one track, you've got your conversion plan. That's all the tech stuff, the hardware, the software, the data. But right next to it on the other track is the change management plan. And that one handles the people, the organizational issues. And let me tell you, that second track is just as critical and often way more complex. If you neglect one, believe me, the whole journey goes right off the rails. Okay, so let's start with that first track, mapping out your technical route. Deciding how you're going to make the actual move is a major executive decision. It's this delicate balancing act between speed, cost, and of course, minimizing the risk to your business. First, let's just make sure we're on the same page with our terms. Conversion, it's simply the technical process of swapping the old for the new. It's the nuts and bolts, right? Setting up the new hardware, installing all the software, and maybe most important of all, getting your data from the old system into the new one cleanly. So here's the key. Your technical plan isn't just one choice. It's really a combination of decisions you have to make along three different axes. Think of it like a decision cube. First, you've got the style of the switch. Do you just rip off the Band-Aid or run both systems for a while? Second is location. Do you go live everywhere at once or maybe start with a single office as a pilot? And third, modules. Are you launching the whole shebang or just starting with one piece like the finance module? Let's use an analogy that makes this super clear. Moving house. A direct conversion? That's like moving out of your old place on Friday and moving into the new one on Saturday. It's fast, it's cheap, you're only paying for one house at a time. But if that moving truck breaks down, well, you're sleeping on the floor. It is high risk. Now, a parallel conversion is like paying the mortgage on both houses for a month. You can move things slowly, make sure the plumbing works, and if anything goes wrong in the new house, you can just go back to the old one. It's very low risk, but yeah, it's going to be expensive. And this same logic applies to your rollout location. A phased conversion is like moving just one room at a time. A pilot is like moving one person in first to test everything out. And a simultaneous conversion, that's moving your entire extended family into all their new homes on the exact same weekend. You can see here, each choice is a conscious trade-off. There isn't a single best answer. There's only the best answer for your organization's tolerance for risk, cost, and disruption. All right, let's shift gears now to that second track. And you could argue this one's even more critical, because you can have the most perfect, flawless technology in the world, but if your people don't use it, the project is a failure. Period. This is where leadership is really put to the test. This quote, it just gets right to the heart of the challenge. While you, as a leader, are focused on all the strategic benefits for the company, efficiency, growth, new insights, your team members, well, they're thinking about something very, very different. They're not looking at the project's ROI. They're doing a personal calculation in their head. What does this mean for my job? Is this new thing harder? Am I going to look stupid trying to learn it? Is my role even safe? And what's so important to understand is that people almost always overestimate the personal costs and underestimate the personal benefits, and their perception is way more powerful than reality. So managing this resistance isn't about giving one big rah-rah speech. It's an active, hands-on leadership effort. It means changing policies, rewriting job descriptions, and, this one's huge, aligning what you measure and reward with the new behaviors you want to see. I cannot stress this enough.
The idea that you can just build a shiny new system and expect people to magically start using it, that is a recipe for disaster. Adoption isn't automatic. It has to be intentionally, purposefully led.
So, how do you do it? Well, you can boil the whole change management process down to two pretty simple steps. First, you have to motivate them. You have to make them want to adopt the change by clearly answering that "what's in it for me" question. And second, you have to enable them. Give them the skills, the tools, and the support they need to actually be able to change successfully.
And a huge part of enabling them is training. But here's a classic mistake. Bad training focuses on the system's features. Click this button, then open this menu. Ugh. Effective training focuses on the person's job. Here's how you can get your weekly report done faster and easier using this new system. It's a subtle difference, but it's everything.
Okay, you've navigated the technical cutover, you've guided your people through the transition, you've finally reached the destination. But wait, the journey isn't quite over. Now you have to make the change stick.
The goal now is to kind of refreeze the organization. The project sponsor, the managers, you have to actively work to make the new system the normal, accepted way of doing things. This means you're constantly promoting it, you're monitoring who's using it, you're sharing success stories, and you're making sure those old, comfortable ways don't start creeping back in. So we'll end on this thought. Your technical plan is probably mapped out with incredible precision. You know the route, the timeline, the budget. But as a leader, you have to ask yourself this question. Who is personally and actively leading your people on their journey? Because their successful arrival is the only destination that truly matters.